welcome to Victory Energy Gaming. Today we are going to be playing through and reviewing the Grimm Forest by Druid City Games. This game just came to backers. We're going to do a little playthrough and review. If you are watching this video mostly for the review, you can probably fast forward to the last probably 5 minutes or so of the video, and you can get our thoughts on it after we play it. We're going to play it through, so you should be able to understand how the game plays, and don't be too hard on us. We'll probably, we might miss some things every once in a while, but the basics of the game is there to understand.
Yep.
Sydney, are you all set to play this?
Yeah.
All right. Let's. Why don't you go around to your seat, and we'll get started.
Okay.
All right. Give you while Sydney is doing that, give you an overhead shot of the board of the table. With this setup right here, we're actually going to be playing a two-player setup. It does play a little bit different in this this two-player setup than it does with a 3 or 4-player setup. Basically, there's like an artificial prince.
I think he's a king,
person.
actually.
I think it's called like Prince Valiant or something. At the beginning of every round, we're going to roll this die, and half the resources are going to come off the board.
Look up what his name is.
It's okay. We got it.
We need to know. We need to know. It's important to the game.
Really?
It's extremely important.
It's extremely important.
Yes.
It's okay.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
The point of this game is to build 3 houses. They can be any houses. You can have 3 straw houses, 3 brick houses, 3 wood houses. Just as long as you build 3 houses, or you're the first to build 3 houses, you win. The end of the game happens. If folks more than one person builds 3 houses, then it's going to come down to structural integrity. So anybody that has like 2 brick houses and a hay house is going to Prince Regal is the dice, the mystery third person. But it's going to come down to structural integrity for the tiebreaker. So basically, your brick houses are going to be worth more than your wood and your
But the king creating
straw.
this competition is King Reginald the Greedy.
All right. As you can see, Sydney is quite taken with this game, so she was very excited to play this.
Can I read the backstory?
No, that's fine. That's fine. We're just going to do.
The backstory is extremely important on why we're building houses.
Okay.
It's very important.
Sure. Go ahead.
Because, like, as you can see, we're going to be building houses.
Yes.
King Reginald the Greedy has plans to develop thousands of acres of land in the mysterious and dark Grimm Forest. His heart is filled with... I don't know what that word is. What is that word? I'm
What's
not
that?
good at reading.
You're great at filled with avarices?
I don't know what that
Okay,
word
go ahead.
means. As he thinks of all the gold that he can fill his treasure room with once the land is cleared and the building begins. Unfortunately, the royal builders, also known as the 3 Little Pigs, have grown old and senile. That's close enough. And the last building plans they presented him were for a series of houses shaped like pumpkins. After a falling out with the elderly and cantankerous Pig brothers, the king is on the hunt for someone competent enough to design basic housing units using only the standard materials from ancient times. Nephews and nieces of the famous Pig brothers have started flocking to the royal palace, eager to prove their skills. The contest is simple. Whoever can build 3 houses quicker than his or her opponents will gain the title of royal builder, and their fortune will be made.
Excellent. So the way this game works, I'll show you a little bit. Let's before we actually get our first turn in. Let me show you the board. This is the market. We're going to send our pigs.
Not quite the market.
Well, not quite, but it's where our resources are gathered. We each play a little pig, as far as sending pigs to market, and we have these 3 gather cards, one for each resource. We've got a straw, wood, and brick. We're going to play one of these secretly and then reveal them at the same time, and then our pig is going to go to that resource. If we go to that resource and no one else is at that resource, we get whatever is on that tile. So, and they start out with 5, 4, and 3, and every round they get 5, 4, and 3. If there's more than one player at that resource, then the resources get split. And if it can't get split evenly,
such as 3 or 5,
then the remaining resource is going to stay on the market board, and it's going to carry over to the next round. We also have a first player token, which Sydney will use going first.
Oh,
and
I know
yes, you're going to go first.
Okay, cool.
And we'll kind of explain things. We'll explain things as we go along.
And the first player token is a book.
So now we're going to go first, and Sydney, you can pick. Why don't you draw a card?
Draw a card?
I mean, not draw a card. Play a card.
Or pick a card.
Pick a card.
Pick a card. Any card. Not any card, but a card.
I'm going to play that gather card.
Pick any card in my hand.
At this point, if anybody had any Fable cards, we would play those as well if we wanted to.
If we felt like it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll put it right there. All right, let's 1, 2, 3 reveal. Of course. So we both went to the forest.
We all pick the same thing commonly all the time.
There are 4 resources there, so we're each going to get 2. So here's 2 for you, Sydney.
Thank you.
And then here's 2 for me.
Put it in our little crate thingy or pot or whatever.
And that's that's for right now. That is our our gather resource phase. Now we're going to move on to the build phase. Sydney, it's your turn to, since you're the first player, you get to do that first. During the build phase, you have 3 actions, or you have 2 actions, but there are 3 that you can do twice if you wanted to. There is the build 1 house section action. There is a draw 1 Fable card action. There is gain. Right, you can gain
1 of any resource.
1 resource of any type that you want. And then sometimes there's special actions. You'll see we'll get friends during this game, and some of the friends have special actions, and you can only use the special actions. No, that's okay. Don't worry about it. You can only use the special actions once per round. So. That's how this is going to go for the build phase. So Sydney, what would you like to do for your first action?
I would like to build the foundation on my little wood house that I am soon going to.
Sure. Now, with building houses, it costs 2 resources to build a foundation. And the foundations look just like this. It's going to cost 4 to build walls onto your 4 resources of this type to build the walls, and then once you build the walls, you also get a special bonus of a friend. And a friend is going to have some sort of bonus of some sort. You'll see. You have to either keep that special. You'll have to keep that friend, or you will have to give it away to someone else. Because sometimes
you cannot discard.
Right, you can't discard friends. So what you're going to see is that maybe someone has a really good friend, and you draw a friend, and maybe it's not quite as good, and you kind of give it to them instead of keeping it for yourself.
And you can't keep more than 1 friend.
Right, you can only have 1 friend at a time. Which is kind of sad.
That is kind of sad.
Yeah.
It's like those people with those rules that say you can only have 1 best friend.
Yeah.
You can have more than 1 best friend, in my opinion.
Sure. And then to top off the buildings, you have your roof, which costs 4, and anybody that completes a house first gets a special bonus, which you will see right here.
Like this one's for the hay
and
or
then
straw.
And
you keep calling it hay, and now I'm calling it.
I do.
Now I'm calling it.
With the special first builder bonus, you can either get a friend, you can draw a friend card, you can either get 2 Fable cards, or you can get 1 resource of every type.
Yeah, and that's the same for all of them.
Here, you can have your foundation back, Sydney.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And so that's your actions. So
1 action.
That's your 1 action. What would you like to do for your second action?
I want to take a Fable.
Okay. There's a Fable. I'm going to do a similar turn, although I'm going to trade in my 2 wood resources for a wooden foundation, and I am actually, I am going to, for my second action, get a brick. All right. Now we bring our pigs back from market.
And then you take the little book.
Then I take the little book. And then we refresh the board. Now, with a 2-player game, if any market has more than 10 or more resources, it gets cut in half automatically, and we don't roll the die, which you will see in a little bit. Usually you roll the die and then half whatever resource comes up on the die, but since there's 10 on that one, we are going to cut it.
Because we have to.
Oh, and then we take back our gather
Yeah,
cards.
that might be nice. Might make sense.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to play this one right here. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You've got a Fable card. I forgot.
What did you think?
No, I thought you had like another card from something. Okay, I'll play that. Oh, you're gonna play a Fable card. Now
Because
Fable
I
cards.
can.
Yeah. Now Fable cards always play first. Once everybody's played their gather cards. So why don't you play the Fable card, Sydney?
I don't know
It
where
says,
to put it.
yeah, you can put it just like this. It says Harvest Moon. At end of gather phase, take half of the resources rounded down from a location where one of the location where no one gathered this turn. So basically, you're going to get half of the resources from a spot that nobody gathered from. All right, so let's reveal where we gathered. Ha-ha!
Ha-ha!
So, I'm going to go to the forest.
And I'm going to go to the brickyard.
Okay. Now, we get to gather our resources. You get 6. That's a good... And then you're also going to get 2 from there. And there's 2 for you. And then let's take 3 out of here. That's a good card that you got early on. So we'll leave that right there for right now.
And you can take that, I guess.
Yeah, we'll put that with the discarded Fable cards.
Can I take my...
Let's leave those for right now.
What about my card?
Now, my first action, I am going to build the walls onto my house.
No, you're not.
Hopefully, I get a nice friend. So since
Or
I
maybe
built
you
the walls,
don't.
I get a friend bonus, and he is the woodcutter. His special action is gain 2 wood and place 2 wood on the forest. And then I can discard the woodcutter to cancel the effects of 1 monster.
You basically get 2 wood and then you give 2 wood back to the forest.
Right. So...
But not from you. It's from here.
I think what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to do that special action. I'm going to take 2 wood
and then put 2
wood on the forest.
And
those are my 2 actions. What would you like to do for
Can
your...
I please take my card back now?
I guess so, sure. What would you like to do for your 2 actions, Sydney?
I would like to build a brick foundation.
Okay, so you're going to take that.
And I get a
You get 1 brick back. And what's that?
I want to build the walls.
Oh, and then for your second action, you're going to take 4 and build the walls. And so...
Of my brick house.
Since she's a brick house. Oh, sorry, we don't have the license for that. Okay.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay.
Plus, it's annoying.
Okay.
You do that all the time, too. You, sing random songs.
I know. So what's your special friend there, Sydney? Who is it?
It is Sleeping Beauty, and at the start of the round, I have to choose a player, which is obviously you.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I really want to pick me. I mean, it never says any rules against that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you could.
They must play the top card of the Fable deck as their Fable card without looking at it.
Okay. You're going to keep that one?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Okay. So let's gather our piggies back. The first player token is going to go back over to you. We're going to put that there. We are going to put.
I never thought I could just put this in front of it.
And Sydney, would you like to roll the die for Prince? What's his name?
Prince
Regal.
Regal.
And it's bricks, so it's going to.
Bricks, please.
It is going to break this down to 1.
Sorry. For some reason, I feel like that's what he sounds like.
That is probably what he sounds like. All right, so now we are going to... So now it says start of the round. You get to play this Fable card as your own.
No, I never told told to pick myself. I never.
Oh yeah, who do you want? I'm sorry. Sorry, I forgot. My bad.
You.
Oh, you're gonna play it, not me play it.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I feel like it.
Okay.
Because I can.
Very good. I like it. We'll see if that is good or bad for you.
I honestly don't care.
You don't?
Whether it's good or bad.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to what are you going to play? That's my question. What are you going to play? Let me think here. I think I'm going to play that card. Okay, so what's the Fable card? The Fable says, the Wandering Trader, end of gather phase. All players in your location may trade 2 of any one resource for 3 of another type of resource. Okay, I'm going to put that on the wood. And...
Well, it says any players in your location.
Yep, and I'm going to play that on the wood, on the forest. And then... Wow, you went for the brick. I figured you were gonna go for the hay. And I almost went for the hay. So I'm gonna go.
I almost went for the wood.
Wow. So that means that I can trade 2 of these.
But it has to be in your.
Yep.
The character has to be in your location.
Right. So he's in all players in your location. He's in my location. Can trade 2 for any 3. So I'm actually going to trade these 2 wood for 2 brick.
It's 3.
Oh, for 3 brick, right. Thank you. I totally forgot. So,
you know, I could have just let that slide.
You could have, but you're a fair trick. You're very I've trained you.
I'm
I've trained you.
nice.
You're the nicest.
I'm not allowed to.
Yeah.
Especially in this game.
Yeah.
Especially when you do stuff like that.
Okay.
I shouldn't have said anything.
So now it is your turn. You get to go two actions. What 2 actions would you like to do? You're going to take a brick, and you're going to take another brick, okay? My 2 actions are going to be...
Take 3 of these.
Okay, that's fine. My 2 actions is going to be taking 6 wood, I should say.
I was going to say, this doesn't look like 4.
No, that's 6. And I am going to complete my first house.
You say as you drop the roof.
I know. So I get the first wood house builder. And that means that I get...
one of those.
2 fables,
a friend, 2 fables, or 1 of each resource.
Yeah. Let me think here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 of each resource.
Oh. I make the weirdest noises.
And then my second action, I'm going to put a foundation for my brick house.
Brick house. Don't start singing that song again.
I won't.
Good.
So let's. We're going to reset the board. I think we'll go into our cleanup phase. So I'm going to take my card.
And I'm going to take my card, and you're going to put that away.
This fable is gone.
At least it's a good card. It's not like a bad one.
Right. And then we get to take our pigs back. We refresh the board with our resources.
Take the book.
Oh, that's right. It's my turn to go first. And then...
I suppose so.
We have, 13 here? So we're gonna take 6 off the board since it's more than 10.
That is a lot of...
And we don't have to roll
straw.
the die.
I was gonna say,
That is a lot of straw. All right.
Straws.
So, Sydney, you have the Sleeping Beauty. What, whose Fable card do you want? You're gonna...
Me.
Okay, so this is gonna be you. Okay. No, just leave it right there.
Know.
Okay, now we pick our gather card. What are you going to do? Okay, I think I'm going to go with this.
I think I know what you picked.
I think I know what you fit. Now you got to flip the Fable card over first. Oh, the Big Bad Wolf. The end of the gather phase. All players at the Big Bad Wolf's location must destroy 1 straw or wood house section of your choice. Okay, so the Big Bad Wolf. And this is the Big Bad Wolf. Where are you going to put the Big Bad Wolf?
The brick place.
You're gonna put them in the brick?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Let's
hold on, I gotta
reveal.
pick the card. 1,
2, 3. Ha ha! So now we get to. You get 2. I get 2. This goes back over here. The big bad wolf does not
do anything.
Which is fine.
He's just like, oh, I'm just gonna show up here, guys. Is anyone coming here? No? Okay.
It's my turn to go first? Or was it your turn?
It's your turn to go first. See? Got the book.
Yeah, but I didn't know if I forgot if I... No, you get to go.
No, it's your turn. Dad.
Is it my turn?
Yes,
Okay.
it's your turn to go first.
Well,
we don't care
if we misplayed that,
wrong.
I'm sorry. You'll have to forgive us. Well, this is what happens when we play live a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to take 2 resources. And I got a big... And I am going to buy or build a wood foundation.
Cool. Good for you.
And that's my first action. My second action, I'm going to get a... No, my second action, I'm going to do the woodcutter special action. And I'm going to add 2 to the market and add 2 to my...
Why didn't you take your pig off the thing?
Oh, well, we can. I mean, that's... You're not supposed to do that until after the end of the round. So... Yeah. Okay.
I make the weirdest noises.
Yeah. So that's my 2 actions. What are your 2 actions going to be, Sydney?
Going to take a brick thingy.
Okay.
And then I'm going to buy the... Whoa,
No.
wow, why did I do that? I'm sorry, I'm dumb.
I was going to say, what are you doing there?
I don't know, I'm just buying random walls for nothing. Just gonna build walls on the ground.
Okay.
That there's no foundation. Just, I would make I would... I'm sorry. I wasn't concentrating.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I don't know anything.
That's all right.
I'm sorry. I don't concentrate on anything at all.
What are you doing?
I'm changing that.
Okay.
I apologize. I'm not smart.
What? No, it's fine.
Right now. My
it's
mind
okay.
was thinking about something else, and then I...
What is your first action going to be?
Those were like the weirdest hand motions. Just gonna get 2 of the little
you got 2 wood. Is that what you have?
Yes.
Okay.
That is what I did.
All right. So that's going to be it for this end. Let's now put the resources back up.
Prince Regal
really is
likes
going
the
to
straw.
take 6 off of there because there's 11.
Nobody wants to touch that stuff.
I guess
We're
not.
acting like it's like poison or something.
It is.
That's what it is.
Okay. Now, Fable card. What? Who? It's gonna be you.
Yes.
Okay. This is your Fable card.
It's my Fable card. Wait, isn't it my turn to go first?
Oh, yep. I'm sorry. This is gonna go over to
I
you.
get the book now. The awesome book that does absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool if there was like
do you-
some weird card that like did something with the book or something.
There might be. We don't know. We haven't seen all the book. We haven't seen all the cards. Okay. Why don't you pick your gather resource card? All right. Here we go. Flip over the Fable card first. What is it? It is Chinny Chin Chin. Before collecting resources, if you are at a location with a monster, you may You may move to a different location of your choice. If no monsters were played, then draw 1 Fable card.
Okay, so I get a Fable
card.
Awesome. Can I look at it right now?
Not right now.
Boo.
Let's. We're both at brick. Okay.
Mine.
We both get brick, and that's going to do that, right? So this gets discarded.
That does absolutely nothing right now in
take
this
those
situation.
Back. And then let's. You get 2 actions. What 2 actions would you like to do?
I'm not thinking.
What are you doing? You're building a brick house?
I never think when I build stuff.
Okay, so you took 6 brick and built a house.
And then I get the first builder thing.
Okay, and what are you going to do with your bonus? You can either get a friend, you can get 2
I'll
Fable
get a
cards.
Friend. I don't care, really. I'll do get friends.
Okay. Who did you get for a friend? What,
I'm going to take this, actually.
Okay, what is it?
Robin Hood. At the build phase, at the end of the build phase... I was reading at the build phase, at the build phase. At the end of the build phase, each player that has more resources than I do you must give me 1 resource of their choice.
All right. Okay, that's good. Let me.
Why were you gonna?
I was gonna. Why don't you show them the card? Why don't you show them the card? Just because the one thing that you can show it right to that camera right there. One thing that Sydney's really keen on in this game is the art. So.
Oh, do you want to see Sleeping Beauty?
All right. Okay, so for my 2 actions, I am going to build walls for my brick house. So I've got 6 here. It costs 4, so I get 2 back.
For some reason, I feel like the brick houses look like a little school or something.
Sure.
They could be a little schoolhouse.
Oh, and since I built my walls, I get a friend.
A friend.
Yeah, and it says the golden goose at the end of gather phase. At the end of the gather phase, if you are alone at a location, you gain 1 resource of your choice. Discard on your turn to gain 2 resources of your choice from the supply. So I do. Do I want that, or do I want to give that, or do I want to give it to you for Robin?
You can't.
I give it so it replaces your Robin. I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. If I'm alone, hopefully I'm alone at a location. So that was my first action, right?
Yes,
my second action is going to be to take a wood.
A wood.
Okay, and then we.
Can I take my little piggy?
You sure can.
The little piggy. The
Oh,
little piggy.
And then we
The
add.
little piggy. That for some reason has a scythe for cutting straw.
So this one has 10. This one has 10. And this one has 3.
Wait for.
So we're actually going to take the one that's worth the most off the board.
It's not allowed.
And now it is your turn. Oh, no, it's my turn to go first. Let's see here. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? You can have up to 5 houses being built.
Like foundations or
yeah.
whatever. But only 3 have to be completed. Like one time I remember I think I had 4 houses.
I'm going to replace my 4 1s for a 4 wood. I think I'm going to play. I'm going to play this.
I'm going to play this. And I'm going to play this.
Oh! Alright, so
why do I like these cards so much?
I don't know, they're fun to play. Why don't you have to play the Fable card first? What's it say?
Powerful friends. At the end of the gather phase, steal 1 build phase action from all players who share my location.
Oh, so you get to steal 1 build phase.
If we're in the same location.
Okay.
From you.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Ah, we're not.
We're not. This normally doesn't happen.
I'm gonna go to straw. And you're gonna go to wood. We get our resources. So this is going to discard because it doesn't happen. I get to go first. I'm going to basically.
I took my card.
I'm gonna pay 2 to build a straw foundation. And then my second action, I'm going to build walls for that. And I'm going to get a friend for that. And it is Jack the Giant Slayer. After gather cards are revealed, add 2 resources to your chosen location of 1 type of produced there. Discard Jack to cancel the effects of the giant. Oh, wait a minute. You know what else I forgot? I forgot if you're alone at a location, you gain 1 resource of your choice. So if you don't mind, I can play that because I'm at a location by myself. I forgot to play that. Is that okay? You can allow that? You can allow that?
Fine.
Okay. Thank you. I was going to get a Well, how about what resource do you want me to take?
I honestly don't care.
You don't care? All right, I'm gonna take a straw because that's what I meant to take. But I am going to actually
yellow,
replace.
Like goose.
I'm going to replace my golden goose with Jack the Giant Slayer, and after I get to add 2 resources to my chosen location, so that's good.
The goose was wasted, I tell you. It only got 1 turn.
I know, right? All right, so that was my 2 turns, right?
Yes.
Sure. Yep. Because I did the base and then.
Are you gonna take your card?
I am gonna take my card. So what 2 actions are you going to do, Sydney? You're going to build some walls.
Yes.
For your wood house.
Hold on, at the end. No, never mind.
Okay. Sorry. And what's your? Oh, you got a friend. You got a friend card. Because you built walls. What did you pick?
We got Hansel and Gretel.
Okay, so what's Hansel and Gretel say?
Just gonna let them see the river for a minute. Build phase. All opponents' walls cost 1 extra resource to build. They must give that resource to you.
They cost 1 extra resource to build, and I have to give that to you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Okay, so let's. That's great.
I know it is.
That kind of puts a wrench in my plans a little bit, but that's okay. We'll get through it. We'll get through it.
Sure you will.
I gotta build another wall and get your friend replaced. So now let's take our.
They're actually friends, plural, because it's Hansel and Gretel.
Let's take
I wasn't
that.
Finished.
Oh, you weren't?
Finished.
Was that your? That wasn't your.
I only built 1 wall.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I only built the wall.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What's your second action? All right. You're gonna take a wood. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to play the market. That's good. And now we can. Oh, it is your turn to go first.
Yay!
All right. What are you gonna play?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, I mean, do you know what you're going to? That's what I'm going to do right there.
That is what I'm going to do right there.
Okay, 3, 2,
2,
1. Ah, I thought that was going to happen. All right, so we each get 3 brick. What would you like to? That's it for the gather resource phase. What would you like to do for your first of 2 actions? You're going to build your second house. Uh-oh. Sydney is on fire.
I am.
Yep. What would you like to do for your second action? Going to build a brick foundation.
Wait, hold on. I need that one because I paid 3.
Okay. So that's 2 actions right there. I am going to... What I'm going to do is I'm actually, for my first action, I'm going to get a resource of straw. And that's going to give me 7. Because I need 1 extra because of your Hansel and Gretel card.
Wait, what?
Right?
It's supposed to be walls.
Oh, just for walls? Oh, I didn't realize it was not... Okay, well, I misplayed that, I guess.
All opponents' walls.
That's what I get for not listening. So I'm going to complete my straw hat. Or my straw house.
Hat.
I get the...
Hat.
I get that for a bonus. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 resource of everything.
Okay, cool. Cool.
And that is my 2 actions. Now let's pull our... We are going to
Would you like the book now?
Oh, it's my turn to go first, yes. We have 10, 8, and 3. Since there's 10, we take the 5 off of there. And now it is our turn to play some cards. What do I want to play? I'm going to play this one right here. 1, 2, 3. Nice. So we're going to go here and there. Wait a minute. It says add two. Oh, whoops. You know what I forget to do? I forgot to do the giant. After gather cards are revealed, add 2 resources to your chosen location of any one type. So I get to add 2 to...
Or maybe I remembered.
Wood there. I'm going to take all this 10 wood.
I just realized if you took this and you put it backwards, so there's the door,
Mm-hmm.
it could be like a skirt or something.
It could be.
Be a skirt. You're trying to build like an outfit or something.
So that's what those are. For my first action, I'm going to build a roof.
Wait, how many did you?
I had 6. 2 3s. I'm not lying.
Okay.
That's going to complete my third house. And then for my second action, I'm going to build walls for my wood house.
How many do you have?
I have 7. I've got 2, and then I'm going to give you 1. So that is going to put that there. I get to grab a friend. It says the 7 dwarfs, end of gather phase. If you're alone at a location, gain 1 additional build action. So I don't...
No.
What do you have for a special action? You don't have a special action?
No.
Okay, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to keep that, and then that's that.
Why do you pat it?
I don't know.
It's like pat. Is that like the assuring pat that you're keeping it? You're just like pat.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did. So what are you going to do for your first action?
I'm going to build the walls. Oh,
You're going to build the walls?
the walls to my little brick house
Okay.
with the weird
And then
stone foundation.
you get a friend card for that. What, You don't know what you're going to get? What friend is it? At least tell folks what it is.
Not yet.
You've got, so you've got Hansel and Gretel there. I mean, pretty much you can either give it to me or you can keep it for yourself. It's up to you. Who is it?
Just keep it.
All right. So, look at that. So this is what happened at another the last game we had. I actually have the 7 dwarfs. This is Snow White, the fairest in all the land. At the end of the gather phase, all players who share your location must give you a fable card of their choice. If they cannot, they must give you a resource of their choice.
Can I show them the artwork?
Yeah, sure.
The artwork is beautiful.
It is. It's a very beautiful game, which we'll comment on once the game is over. So that's the end of the game.
No, it's not.
Yes, yes, it is.
Not until I win.
I have my 3 houses
Is that
built.
a mockery laugh?
No, it's not. I know that you like to. I know that you like to play this game, and I know that you like to win this game. But I did get to win. I built all 3 of my houses.
Sure, you did.
Sydney, do you want to come over here and give your final thoughts? I got a wood house, I got a straw house, and I got a brick house.
Cheated.
And so since I have 3 houses built, I am the
That is
winner.
what you did. You have cheated.
I did, yeah. No, come on over here and let's get our final
You
thoughts.
admitted to it.
On this. No.
You said yes.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
Did not.
You said yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
So as you can see, this is a really great family game. I really think this is right up there with some of the great family games that here. Let's move you in a little bit more. I think this is going to be one of the essential family board games, like King of Tokyo, like what's the other game that I was thinking of? Just Ticket to Ride. I think this is a great game for kids. Even though it says 14 and up, I think kids as young as 8 probably could play this with no problem. Maybe even younger, depending on the kid. But I think this is a really, really fun game. I think it's thematic. I think the components are great. I love
the artwork.
Sydney, you love the artwork. She was actually doing some fan art of the artwork because you know the art is good when someone wants to do fan art of the art. You know that's a big That's all right. That's all right. We'll wait for it now. The miniatures are really outstanding. This is the giant.
Squishing a tiny house.
There's some really really good quality in these components. The game insert themselves that are made by Game Trays. Everything has a place and a spot in the box. It's it's just top notch. If you're looking for a family game that your kids can play and that you can have a fun time playing with your kids, I think this is definitely one of the games that you should take a look at and definitely try to pick up. Sydney, what do you think? What are you thinking of Grimm Forest?
I like it.
Yeah, we got this to the table today to play through a few times before we decided to live stream it. Sydney played it once, kind of went upstairs, you did something for a few minutes, and then you came back downstairs. She's like, let's play that again. And when a kid says, or when someone says, let's play that again, you've got a hit. And I think that's definitely the case with this
I
game.
really, really, really like the art a lot. It's really good.
Yeah, the art is phenomenal in this game. They didn't spare any expense with the production value and with the art.
Even the mats, those are still really good.
Yeah, the mats are great. You have this little village scene on them, and you're building these little houses. You can kind of put them wherever you want on that little village scene. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, Druid City Games hit a home run with this game. It's phenomenal. If you see it on the shelf, buy it. I don't know what it's going to retail for. I know what the Kickstarter price was, and I can tell you right now that Kickstarter price was a great buy for this quality of game with these components and this gameplay.
Even the little houses have a lot of detail.
Yeah, it's I love how these little houses just kind of build together.
They fit together, but not so much that you have to rip them apart. You can just kind of take them off, but they don't if you were to pick it up, it wouldn't stick together.
They don't lock into place, but they just kind of just set into place. It's a great game. Pick it up. If you got kids, pick it up. Put it in your collection. You'll probably get it off the table a lot of times. That's all I can tell you. Just get it to the table and have some fun with your kids with it. The one downside is that it does only play 4 players. When you do a 4-player game, there is a little bit difference in the game. There is a market tile that gets added to the tiles of the brickyard, the forest, and the field.
What's in the market?
And that has a resource of everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
One of each, right?
Yeah, exactly. So unfortunately, we don't have 4 players. Otherwise, we would have played it 4 players. But I thought that a 2-player example of this game would be good, because sometimes you don't get to play with your kid or maybe one other person. And I think it does really well at 2-player. And we played it at 3-player. It was really good as well. So I'm going to tell you, buy it, pick it up. Sydney loves it. It's going to get to our table. We're going to probably demo it at conventions all year long. And
you're going to play it tomorrow?
Probably won't play it tomorrow, but
yeah, we will.
Okay, I guess if that's any indication as to whether or not it's a good buy, you should probably pick it up. All right, folks, that's gonna do it for us. We're Victory Condition Gaming. My name is Doug,
and I'm Sydney.
And we're Victory Condition Gaming because winning shouldn't be the only victory condition when you get to the table. We'll see you next time.